And today I'm going to share some tips and some tools on how to be grateful, even when you don't feel like you have anything to be grateful for. That's really, truly a big shift that you have to make in your life to go from that space of not really feeling like you have much to be grateful for to the space of gratitude. I'm going to really kind of dive into how to make that shift and change for yourself. What being grateful creates in your life, the space that it creates, the energy that it creates, how being grateful can really truly transform your life. I'm going to talk about how to practice gratitude, how to get into the habit of continuously being grateful. And we're going to do some clearings to give you more space to be able to choose and celebrate gratitude because you guys, it really truly is a choice. Being on both end of the spectrums, before where I used to feel like I'd never had anything to be grateful for, and life was hard, and life was a struggle, and everything was difficult, and really understanding how continuing to cycle and a loop, and I'm even gonna use the word marinate in those upset energies, those energies of struggle, how that really truly continues to create that in your life. And how when you really truly get a grip and you're able to start practicing gratitude, because that's really what you have to start doing. It becomes a practice. It becomes something just like anything else in your life. If you do exercise, if you do, yoga, if you ride a bike, whatever, it's not just something that you do one time, right? And you're the master of it, or it even creates. You can't go to a yoga class one time and be super flexible. I mean, maybe I guess that's kind of a judgment, right? Maybe you're double jointed. I don't know. But what I'm really getting at here is gratitude has to become a way of life. It has to become something that you do practice day in and day out, and several times throughout your day. It has to become one of those things that you learn to kind of set shift, I guess, mindset shift from the space of uh, the upset that you're tangled in and what's going on currently in your life, and really learn how to be a different space, really learn how to stay in the moment of what else is possible. So today I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about how powerful your thoughts really truly are, and how really being in the energy of gratitude, being grateful, practicing uh, being grateful, and really truly choosing. Because again, being grateful is really truly a choice, and how to really celebrate gratitude to the place where that just brings more and more and more and more things into your life. So, lots of places that we're going to go today talking about gratitude. And I want to share kind of some stories about even situations that have came up lately with other people, and situations I've been in and I've heard people talking about, and really truly how even taking difficult situations and understanding that there is always a space to be gratitude, or to have gratitude for everything that happens in your life. I'm not immune to everyday life. We all are. We all have things that happen, because the reality is we all live in this matrix reality. Okay, now I do lots of magical clearings, and I spend a ton of time and space in the energies that I want to create my life as. But the reality is there's things that still happen in my life, but it's the way that I choose to respond to those situations that end up really truly being the space that creates it as going by fast, or being the space that creates it as kind of flowing through instead of getting stuck and really kind of staying in the upset of it. Because believe me, there's plenty of things that still happen in my life that I could be mad and angry and upset about, but I understand that holding on to those energies would only actually create more of that in my life. And the thing is like, I know that I can always create anything. So if something, quote unquote, and I don't even like to use the word bad, because I don't believe there's anything bad that happens anymore. And to be really quite honest about what's been going on, most of the things that have been going on around me aren't necessarily me in particular, right? They're not actually my things. They're things that have been happening to people around me. And I mean, there is a few things I would say that have happened to me, right? Even from going on vacation and having my little kiwi die while we were gone. And I've had lots of people. I've talked to lots of different people about it, and everyone goes, "Oh my God, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna, what happened?" And I could go into blaming the pet store, and I could, because I left a perfectly healthy bird, and 5 days into our trip, uh, she got sick and passed away. And I could, should, and would, and could, and I could all kinds of different things with it, right? But I also tapped into the energy, and I am in the space of, being so grateful for the time I did have with her, being so grateful for the 2 years of life that I got to share with her, and the amazing space that she was, and the contribution that she was in my life. And moving forward, really embracing having gratitude for the life that she lived, and understanding that there isn't any amount of anger or upset or anything that I could choose that would actually be a contribution to this situation in any way, shape, or form. And so, really standing in the space of just really truly being space with it, and being grateful for what I did have in the space I did have with her, and really sending that energy of gratitude out. So when I think about her in the future, it doesn't have that energy of upset or anger, and even really understanding, I am aware that there was things that maybe were done at the pet store that shouldn't have been done, and I'm aware of a few things where the situation wasn't handled correctly. But again, like, I can be aware of that. I can acknowledge it. I can be grateful for the space that was created, and I can move on with my life. And so today I want to talk about, how do we do that in all situations? How do we really truly embrace the energy of gratitude, understanding that every time you choose any energy in your life, it creates a flow. So if I choose anger, if I choose rage, if I choose upset, and I know that sometimes it doesn't really feel like a choice. I totally get that. And I know that sometimes it's, the anger hits you and it comes over your body, and you don't feel like you have any choice. And that's where, just kind of on a side note here, that's where really, for me, that's where really energy clearings really truly come into play with that. Because I will say that for most of my life, I did not have a choice if I wanted to choose to be angry or not, right? Something would occur, energy would hit me, and I would be from 0 to 100 pegged anger, right? 0 to 100 pegged guilt or shame or blame or whatever it was, whatever emotion it was, right? And that's really truly what brought me into this type of work. Was I did not want to be that person any longer. I didn't want to be that person who couldn't control my anger. I didn't want to be that person who felt sad 99.9% of the day. I didn't want to be the person who felt guilty and shameful and uh, all of it. I didn't want to be that person any longer. And so when I found that I could really truly change the energy of where I was functioning at and really truly changed my life, I dove in head first, right? And this is where I'm at today. So I understand that you may not be in a place where you feel like you have a choice with emotional upset and with feelings. And if you are in that place, I really truly invite you into my, especially just even playing around with my consciousness playground. You can find out information on my consciousness playground on my website, Jamie, Jamie dash Bates, Bates.com. But just even the consciousness playground, there is gosh, like 100+ hours of clearing audios. So if you struggle with anger, if you struggle with rage, if you struggle with guilt, if you struggle with a shame, you can get into that playground for just a low monthly fee, even, or even you can buy into a 6-month membership or even a year membership, and you can really truly change the energy, the emotional energy that you have, the amount of charge, if you will, the energetic charge. The more energetic charge you have to a certain emotion, so let's say anger. If I have a lot of emotional charge, if I have a lot of emotional energy of anger, when I perceive a reason to be angry or an energy of anger, if I have a lot of that emotional energy stored, somebody says something and I'm going to be pegged and I'm just going to act out and I'm going to have absolutely, positively no choice in the situation, right? So when you clear that stuff energetically, you all of a sudden you start to discover that I do have a choice, because you don't have you don't have the numbers, you don't have the amount of energy, space, and consciousness for that emotion. So it really truly does change things. So when we're talking about this gratitude energy here, you may not feel like you even have a place available to you to choose gratitude. And that may be because you're so overwhelmed with all of the other emotional energies that you have stored in your energy, space, and consciousness. And I get it. I totally get it, because I've been there. So I know what it's like to be in a space where it feels like I literally have no room to be grateful for anything, because I never stop getting hit with other energies that are always pegging me in emotional upset. So if that's you, I really truly do suggest you go to my consciousness playground, you sign up and you start hammering out some of those audios, because that really truly will change the situation for you.